We're fully into the swing of things at Paris 2024 as the Caribbean spent the majority of day 4 in the pool. The English-speaking Caribbean swimmers were in action with 1K Manians showing up and showing out in the French capital. Slip on your swim trunks, we're going for a dip. Hello and welcome, my name is Kimani O'Sullivan and you're watching We Paris Highlights, where we take you through the best bits of the games, mostly from our Caribbean athletes in Paris. Let's start with the best Caribbean swimming performance in Paris so far. 22-year-old Jillian Crooks became the first English Caribbean swimmer to advance beyond round 1 at the Games. Here's his first round heat.
Heat number 8, our first of the seeded heats in the men's 100-meter freestyle. You can still look to the middle of the pool to know who is fastest in terms of seeding in the heat. This happens to be from the United States, Jack Alexey.
And the referee's asking for silence again because Max Grousset is in lane number 5 from France. Finished 4th in this event at the Olympics in Tokyo.
Heat 8 of the men's 100-meter freestyle explodes not only off the blocks, but above the water. Look at that start from Jillian Crooks from the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, Jordan got off to not only a great start off the blocks, Alexey was a little slow off the blocks and has some work to do right now in lane number 4.
Grousset from France also surges, and he's the first at the 50.
And we see much faster splitting, 22.62 at the 50-meter mark. Head down in the third 25. They'll be limiting the breath that they're taking. Alexey coming through now.
Grousset from France, Alexey from the United States. They are battling in the middle of the pool, stroke for stroke. Can the crowd bring Grousset home? They won it, and he comes close but can't deliver the win. It is Jack Alexey from the U.S. who wins heat number 8. Grousset in second, and third is Crooks from the Cayman Islands.
Now we see the big male sprinters come out to play. This is a fast swim now. We're at 47.57 for Jack Alexey. 22.69 at the 50-meter mark. His first 25 wasn't sensational. He had a bit of room to try and make up on the fast-starting Jillian Crooks and Grousset. But once he hit the turn and had a great underwater, he caught up very quickly to Grousset. Very nice splitting. 24 high coming back.
21-year-old Jack Alexey gives American fans something to cheer for as he almost will assuredly move on to the semifinals tonight, winning heat number 8.
Yeah, Crooks was the 5th fastest in round 1, qualifying for the semifinals with 48.01 seconds. He then returned for semifinal action in the evening session.
Second heat of the men's semifinal in the 100 freestyle. 8 men get ready to throw down, and immediately 6 are almost dead even.
Jillian Crooks had the best of the starts and the best of the underwaters. Right now, Jack Alexey is trying to catch the swimmer in lane number 3 from the Cayman Islands.
Alexey from the United States there in the middle has done a good job to move to the front. He does flip first. It's Pan from China, the world record holder, in second.
Almost exactly the same as the heat before at the turn, and that underwater for Jack Alexey was sensational. Now he has a small lead.
Who can push through the pain and get to the wall first? You've got Alexey in the middle, but look at Pan. What a finish down at the bottom of your screen. He's the world record holder for a reason, and he wins. Pan from China takes it. Popovich takes second, and Alexey from the United States third in the heats.
That was a faster heat as well, so it will relegate the other heat times and positions.
Jordan, it was quite an electric atmosphere tonight. What was your thought process heading into the race?
Just trying to stay focused on my swim and not really pay attention to the swims around me.
Talk me through that race, because I thought you had a brilliant start.
It was a good start. Finish could have been better, but it's okay. Things happen, and
Is that something that you'd want to work on in terms of the endurance part of the race?
Just repetition. You learn, live and you learn. So it's a learning experience.
Obviously, you've picked up medals in the short course swimming competitions, but it's something that you'd want to achieve, making it to the final of a long course. But what do you take away from this experience then?
I think takeaways, it is doable. I can compete. Obviously it wasn't my best time, but I think I've been able to hang with the big dogs, and I've learned a lot from swimming on this stage. So yeah.
What do you have to say to Cayman Islands tonight?
Thank you for all the support. I appreciate it.
All the best, man.
Thank you.
Crooks finishing 7th in his semi-final with 48.10 seconds, the 13th best time from the round. But unfortunately, not good enough to reach the final. Having said that though, he could be even better come the 50 freestyle later in the games. Well, there were other Caribbean competitors on the day, and we'll bring you all the action from those races after the break. Welcome back to We Paris Highlight Show. We continue our recap of the action from day 4 with more highlights from the men's 100-meter freestyle. Bahamian Lamar Taylor on Olympic debut and Team Barbados flag bearer Jack Kirby were in Heat 5. Let's take a look at the race.
After this heat, it will be the halfway mark of our qualifying. The men's 100-meter freestyle, heat number 5. Jack Kirby there in the center from Barbados.
I wonder when we'll see the first sub-50 second swim.
Yeah.
That used to be the barrier. You think about Rowdy Gaines winning in 1984 against Mark Stockwell from Australia. That was a battle, and 49 seconds was the big barrier to try and get to. So we haven't seen a sub-50 seconds yet here in Paris 2024. I think we should see it in this heat.
Tell you what, now that you just brought that up, I just got a little bit more excited.
I've got a flag bearer in here as well. Jack Kirby carried the flag for Barbados at the opening ceremony.
Hey, by the way, hold that thought, the flag bearer thought, right, for a later event.
Okay, I will.
Heat number 5 of the men's 100-meter freestyle. You expect to see, as Nick just highlighted, the pace just to quicken just a little bit. A great start, by the way, in lane number 5 from Lamar Taylor from Bahrain.
It looked as though Kirby had a fairly slow start in the centre of the pool. You see him with the gold cap. He comes in with the fastest entry time, but just missed the start a little bit.
Taylor, huge lead, almost a second at the 50.
He's had some racing experience. He's been to 3 World Championships. This is his first Olympic Games. This will be the first to go under 50 seconds, I dare say.
Well, you wished for it, and hopefully, and he certainly hopes it happens as well. Look at that speed from Taylor. He'll finish this off in style. He's got it in a big way. 48.84. Your first man in the heats under 50, and he blew that standard out of the water.
That's a massive best time for him. Comes in with a 49.33 as the second place getter. And he's gone 48.84, so I'm wishing for sub 50, and he goes sub 49. Good swim. Let's take a look. He led from start to finish. First at the 50-metre mark, went out like he was racing a 50 freestyle. 22.76 at the 50-metre mark. Straight arm technique. Some swimmers do adopt that straight arm technique, particularly for sprinting. Hey, dividends. Very good swim.
Huge dividends. perhaps money in the bank as he gives his salute. We'll see it in the results, but take note. We had Simon Duehi from Lebanon finish second, and third, Jack Kirby from Barbados.
First in his heat, Lamar Taylor out of the Bahamas with a 48.84. Phenomenal swim. How did it feel?
It felt amazing. It was swam to perfection, I think I did. Just trying to go out easy. The first 50, don't try to exert my legs. It was a little choppy coming up on the water. Got hit by a bunch of waves, but I was able to regroup and just try to finish strong.
What do you make of that time?
It was a pretty good time. I dropped time by 0.5. I was a little scared going to the race. I was training so hard this summer to just drop time, and I'm just happy that I did it.
Not only did you do it, you did it on the big stage. Say something to your family back home.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. Hey, Joey. Hey, Mr. Babel. Hey, Mr. Taylors. Hey, Keanu. Hey, Errol. Just, it was up to everybody back home who hit me up. And it's like trying to give me best of luck and wish me well. Love you all, and I thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And coming right up next, we got Jack Kirby out of Barbados with a 50-52. Let's tell me a bit about how you felt about it.
I mean, the whole time I was kind of in my head. It's a little different. I'm normally pretty relaxed, but it's kind of impossible here being in the Olympics. So it's really just about, feeling it, really enjoying it. It's a gift to be here.
Can you describe the atmosphere for those at home who don't really understand why you would be so nervous on this stage?
Well, you feel the spotlight. I mean, my parents have a really good spot too, so they were watching me from right there. And you feel the spotlight. It's new for the Caribbean kids. I mean, I had a little bit of experience at Worlds, so it's not too much, but you still feel it.
Overall feeling on your performance, and then a shout out to all of those who couldn't make it live here. Down again.
All right, well, the swim, the time, within the realm of what I've been doing this year. Not the fastest, but, it's not terrible. I can't complain, though. What up? All right.
On to Heat 6 now, where the Caribbean had another inspired performance courtesy of Aruba's 25-year-old Mikhail Schroeders. Here's how he did.
Heat number 6 of the men's 100 free. In the center of the pool from Aruba will be Mikhail Schroeders.
He carried the flag as well in the opening ceremony and has graduated from the University of Missouri. He's based in France, though, for his training, and he raced at the last Olympic Games, finished 30th. Some good experience. Times now, entry times are all in the 48s.
Heat 6 of the men's 100-meter freestyle. You can note a definite change in the physique of these competitors as they get faster. And there in lane number 6 from Sweden, you've got Bjorn Seeliger.
Seeliger off to a great start. He has really put some big strokes in. I feel like there's a theme happening in lane 6. They all seem to be sprinting out very fast in the first 50 meters.
Oh, but how about that? Up in lane number 3, it's Eugene Tan
from Singapore. He goes to Stanford. So again, another college athlete. You cannot separate these.
Yeah, almost.
Good luck. I'll leave it to you.
Exactly. Yeah, almost dead even with just a few strokes to go. Will it be Schroeders from Aruba? He's tried to move himself into attack position. The lunge for the wall. Schroeders takes it. 48.84. Almost nothing in that finish between all 8.
Well, most of them came in with a 48-second entry time, and they'll exit out with a 49 result, except for Schroeders, who's gone 48.84. So really tight racing, and sometimes you can be in a false sense of security. If you're in a crowd, you think everybody's going fast. In this occasion, they won't make it through to semi-finals.
I've got a buddy who went to the University of Missouri. He's happy right now. Mizzou, go Mizzou. Struders takes the win in lane number 4, but give credit to Dunleden from Luxembourg, second, and Majerski from Poland in third.
Trinidad and Tobago's national record holder Dylan Carter was in Heat 7.
No secret that when the crowd gets this loud, it's because there is a French competitor in the field. That is in lane number 5. You have Rafael Fetedemers. But in the middle of the pool, Jean Nieuweld from the Netherlands.
And he's only 17 years of age. So what an experience competing in front of a home crowd at 17 years of age. He's had also quite the journey. His mum's French, his dad's Spanish. He spent time in multiple countries, but started swimming in Alaska as a 5-year-old as the family were living in America. And he'll be trained by Bob Bowman after Paris at University of Texas.
Heat number 7 of the men's 100-meter freestyle. You mentioned Bob Bowman. You have to figure there will be a Paris to Texas pipeline after these Olympic Games. And again, they're basically even.
Dylan Carter got off to a really great start in lane number 3, Trinidad and Tobago. He's had lots of experience racing in Olympic competition.
Looks like from Israel. And it is Tomer Frankel, first at the 50 by 2 100ths.
Oh, great underwater shot. You can see the transition from being on your back to your side to your front. Surge for the wall now, 25 to go.
Frankel was first at the 50. Now great extension from the man from Spain trying to take the win, Dicheles Montalban. And it is Montalban in lane number 8 with the win. Frankel from Israel in second. And then rounding out the top 3, you have Nieuweld from the Netherlands.
Well, there was a dead heat for third, in fact, which means that we might end up calling a swim off.
Yes.
Let's just wait and see. Top 16 go through. 48.82 may not be top 16. But 48.82 was third. We saw 48.49. He was third at the 50-meter mark. The Spaniard came home in a 25 seconds off the blocks. And that tie for third actually featured the young Frenchman. Really not a lot separating in 5 meters to go, but it was down in lane number 1. Again, another outside lane, proving that it doesn't matter what lane you have.
Dicheles Montalban from Spain with that win in the heats. We've now completed all the unseeded heats, and that is going to bring up the 24 fastest men.
Trinidad and Tobago's Dylan Carter. Looked like a tough heat out there, 49.35. Tell us about it.
Yeah, terrible. That's it, really.
It's a big stage. It's a big day. It looked pretty choppy. Any idea what went wrong for you today?
I don't know. I've been struggling the past 3 months. I don't know. I think there needs to be... Well, we're looking forward to the 50, and what I really came here for was the 50. Obviously, I was hoping to not be that slow, but at the end of the day, the plan was to scratch even if I had advanced. So now we got to move.
So you got a touch of the pool. I do see a few Trinidadian flags around here. So you got some people in the stands.
Yeah, tons. And it's so awesome. You know, my family's been so great this year. It's so much stress on an Olympic year. And they've been a massive, massive, massive support. So I just have to say thanks to them. And I love all of you. And thank you so much for all you do and you continue to do. And for making it all the way out here to Paris to support me. It means a lot.
Looking forward to the 50. You want to just say hello to Trinidad and Tobago and thank them?
Hi Trinidad, thanks for all the support, and we're going to be better in the 53 in a few days.
Thank you, Dylan.
You're watching We Paris highlights. More after the break. Welcome back to the We Paris Highlight Show. Let's finish off with action from the pool. St. Lucian 22-year-old J.J. Odlum Smith took to the pool in Heat 4 of the men's 100-meter freestyle. Let's take a look.
Heat number 4 of 10 in the men's 100 freestyle. In the center, put your eyes on Leo Nolis from Uruguay.
So you see the kickers at the back of the blocks as well. They have 4 different settings depending on what your track start stance is. So one leg back, one leg forward. So the athletes, you see them fiddling a lot with the blocks to make sure that they're on the right setting, but also locked in. You don't want that to be able to move when you're mid-start. Happened to Dressel, I think, at one of the pro meets.
Mm-hmm. Four of the men's 100-meter freestyle. Great underwaters from all. And again, almost dead even.
So now we're seeing the splash of the men's 100 freestyle and that faster pacing. Lane 5 and 6 starting to get a really good first 50 metres. Harry Stacey from Ghana is at his first Olympic Games.
Andonio from Cyprus in lane number 1, the leader.
Well, you don't often see so much leading in the outside lanes, but again, it goes to the theory. A lane is a lane. Give it a go.
El Matroshi from the United Arab Emirates has now surged to the front. Doing his best to get his hand on the wall first, but down in lane 8, it's Bad Bayer from Mongolia. And it is Andonio from Cyprus with the win. And a great job by Odlum Smith from St. Lucia to come through for second.
Well, that was a great swim again. Outside lane, lane number 1 takes the win. 50.35. So again, getting quick up. We have 6 of our competitors now under 51 seconds in this 4th heat of the men's 100 metres freestyle. A little longer underwater this time round in heat number 4. El Matroshi actually goes to University of Michigan, so we're starting to see some of the college swimmers as well. He ended up getting 3rd, or equal second actually. There was a dead heat for second.
Our results in heat number 4. Antonia 50.35. But look at that, as you mentioned, 6 different competitors under 51.
Suriname's Irvin Hoost was also in action. Here's his race.
About 1 3/4 seconds in front of his next challenger. Men's 100-meter freestyle, heat number 2. In the middle of the pool here is Nixon Hernandez from El Salvador.
Hernandez has been to a couple of world championships, so he's got some experience. He finished 67th in the world championships in the 100 freestyle just this year in Doha. It's his first Olympic Games though.
Heat 2 of the men's 100-meter freestyle already underway, and something for casual fans to note. So many heats that are not seeded. That means we should see the times dramatically improve almost every heat.
Well, we've got some very fast sprinting happening over in lane number 7. Just some early speed leading into the 50 metres. The rest of the field now starting to catch up a little bit. 24.94 at the 50-metre mark.
And I believe you're right, that was lane 7, Al Adwadi from Oman.
And now the third 25 metres, really important to focus and put the head down, and it looks across on the other side of the pool. Our competitor from Suriname is putting in some big strokes.
Irvin Hoost, but look at this. Lane number 5. How about the extension for Purahu? It is Mauritius Purahu who takes the win.
Isn't he happy about that? 52.22 was the fastest time onto the wall.
It was Nixon Hernandez from El Salvador who finished second.
So we see the different techniques. You will see some of that in the sprint freestyle, where instead of just throwing your arms straight ahead, you'll see some come out across the sides. And we had various leaders throughout this 100 metres freestyle. 4 competitors in the 52 seconds.
Back to your point, Nick, right, in terms of various leaders, you really don't often see that in such a short event, do you?
No, you don't.
Purahu, the winner, 52.22.
Irvin Hoost out of Suriname, 100-meter free, 4th in your heat. How did it go for you?
It went pretty well for me. I thought I was going to do better, but I still did pretty good.
52.99, where was that? And what do you think you could have improved on?
Improve on, I'm not really sure because I haven't really seen my race yet, but I still have faster than my previous time for like the year. So that's pretty good.
When you say you thought you were going to do better, what makes the difference on the day?
What makes the difference? What do you mean by that?
So what is it? Is it how the body feels? Is it how the pool swims? Is it the competition, the moment?
I did get a little sick before, but I healed already, so I'm not sure if that plays a factor. But I'm not sure. I still did pretty good, honestly. It's not my best time, but it's pretty good.
Really good. How did you enjoy the big stage? 40,000 people in here watching you today.
That's pretty awesome. You get like a adrenaline rush, so that makes you go faster too. Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Let's move away from swimming and step into the boxing ring, where Haitian Cedric Beloni-Dieppe made his Olympic debut.
Pereira, jab, and then he comes in with the left, but the defense is equal to it from Beloni-Dieppe. Pereira knows he's taken the first 2 rounds, but just needs to mind his work here and keep that guard a little higher. Beloni-Dieppe did brilliantly to make the Pan American semi-finals, and now Pereira's once again just leaving himself a little bit open here. He's waiting to counter, keeping his opponent at bay with that feint on the jab. Does well to duck under that one. There's a little bit of a swagger about the Brazilian now. Refusing to be hemmed in. Beloni-Dieppe to the body. Pereira went for a big uppercut there and he wasn't far away. He's hoping perhaps that Beloni-Dieppe is going to tire himself out. There was a good jab. Pereira's hoping to pick him off here into the last 15 seconds of the bout. Really big deal for Haiti to have a boxer in this division. A spirited end to the bout. Beloni-Dieppe is feeding off the energy of the crowd, but he was picked off on too many occasions there by Wanderlei Pereira. And barring something extraordinary happening with the judging, what a quarter-final we have in prospect between Wanderlei Pereira and Alexander Kuzniak. who we saw win the previous bout. Pereira showed why he beat Bologna Juliet in the Pan American semis last autumn. Great support for the Haitian, who did find a way through the Pereira high defence at times, but the Brazilian was too good for too big a part of the bout, as we await the official confirmation.
The winner on points by unanimous decision.
Victorieux au point par décision unanime.
In blue from Brazil, Vanderlei Pereira.
Pereira is a pretty big light heavyweight, and he made his presence felt there. Cedric Bologna Juliet bows out, but he will always be an Olympian, and who knows, maybe he'll be back. The Brazilian flags are waving, and there the guns are on display. Wanderlei Pereira through to the quarters at light heavy, and what a quarter-final it's going to be between himself and Kuzniak. And the man nicknamed Holyfield has delivered for his fans here in the North Paris Arena. Pereira, too good in all 3 rounds.
Cedric, commiseration. That feels a bit like the Brazilian had a faster start. Your thoughts on the fight?
Yeah. Dans le fond, je peux le faire en français. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Il y a une switch plus rapide que moi. J'ai eu un peu plus de difficulté à m'adapter au début. Mais plus le combat avançait, plus que j'avais plus de facilité à m'adapter. Mais bon, ça fait partie de la game. On est aux Olympiques. On est avec les meilleurs au monde. C'est pas une défaite. Je ne vois pas ça comme une défaite, je vois ça comme un apprentissage. C'est vraiment ça. Ce combat-là va me faire grandir encore plus.
Yes, he got a faster start than me. I had a difficult time adapting. These are the Olympic Games. It goes like that. What do you think? Qu'est-ce que tu penses était la différence ici ce soir entre vous deux?
Entre nous deux, je pense que la différence, je pense que la différence a été son niveau d'expérience. L'expérience a joué la différence dans ce combat-là.
The difference for him really was experience. Et tes préparations ici à Paris, comment tu te sentais? Comment c'était pour toi?
Je me sentais bien. J'ai su que je partais aux Olympiques 5 semaines avant les Jeux. J'ai dû me préparer très rapidement pour la compétition. Et en plus de cela, j'ai eu une blessure à mon épaule. J'ai eu une déchirure dans mon labrum. Fait que j'ai dû boxer blessé ce soir.
Yeah, preparations were okay. He only discovered 5 weeks before the Olympics he was coming here, and he had a bit of an injury to his shoulder as well. What do you take away? Qu'est-ce que vous quittez ici avec quoi?
Je quitte ici avec le cœur gros. C'est fou, c'est une grosse expérience. Je me suis battu aux Olympiques. C'est pas tout le monde qui a la chance de se battre aux Olympiques. Puis je l'ai fait. Puis je ressors de là avec une grosse expérience. Je suis content, je me sens accompli.
I leave with a big experience. There's not everyone who can go to the Olympics. I feel fulfilled. Est-ce que vous voulez dire quelque chose à tes fans à Haïti, les gens de Caraïbes?
Haïti, je veux vous dire un gros merci ce soir de m'avoir supporté à Haïti durant ma préparation. Tous les commentaires que vous m'avez écrits, tous les messages que vous m'avez envoyés. Je voudrais vous dire un gros merci. Merci beaucoup et on se revoit bientôt.
Merci beaucoup pour ton temps. Félicitations.
Merci.
That's it for segment 3 of We Paris Highlights. Swimming updates featuring our Caribbean women when we return. Back with more highlights from day 4 of Paris 2024. This is We Paris Highlights. We're going to take a look at the women's 100-meter freestyle event, looking at Heat 1, featuring Grenada's 16-year-old from Norfolk, Tilly Collymore. Alongside her was Guyana's 18-year-old swimming in her second Olympic Games, Alika Kailila Pershad. Back to the pool.
As we see the competitors enter the arena, yes, you are right. There are 3 flag bearers in this first heat of the women's 100 metres freestyle. And in fact, in Paris, there was over 50 swimmers that had the joy of holding their nation's flag and being part of that incredible opening ceremony.
Sarah Sjostrom, the world record. Australian Emma McKeon, she has the top time.
So some young competitors as well in this first heat. Saad El Den in lane number 2 is only 15 years of age.
The top seed in lane number 4 from Zimbabwe, Paige van der Westhuizen. We're back to the start being oh so critical. Heat number 1 of the women's 100-meter freestyle.
So off to a good start in the centre of the pool, and in fact, Paige that you introduced from Zimbabwe, this is her first Olympic Games. She's actually a sprint breaststroker as well as a sprint freestyler. So she'll be very fast out at the first 50 metres, very good 50 breaststroker as well.
Right next to her, above her on the screen, Grenada, that is Tilly Collymore. And it is Westerhuizen who is first at the 50, almost half a second ahead of Egna from Botswana.
27.34 at the 50-metre mark. That third 25 metres was a very good 25 metres. Increased the gap, really good stroke rate, just throwing the arms and legs, kicking very fast at the moment.
Westhuizen will touch in first, but who will get second? There's the wall, winning time 58.19. Collymore gets second, and Egna from Botswana gets third.
58.19, a little slower than her entry time. Still great performance. Collymore into second, 58.84. That is just around her best time. As we see the start, some of these competitors will have not had a lot of time with a starting block that looks like this with the kicker. So not a lot of experience. Not all pools have these starting blocks around the world. So it is also an experience to be able to get used to that as well.
Paige van der Westhuizen from Zimbabwe in her first Olympic Games starts us off by winning heat number 1 of the women's 100-meter freestyle.
Tilly Collymore, 58.84, second in your heat, represented Grenada beautifully. How was it for you?
Thank you. It was a very intense race. I'm very excited to be here at the moment. Not the time I was going for, but honestly, pretty happy, very close to my PB. Yeah, I couldn't really ask for more.
Can you explain the ways in which it was intense and how did that impact today?
Just the atmosphere here is very intense. It's a very big stadium. I've never competed at such a large event, so that was very intense on me, especially being so young. So yeah, but I think it had a positive impact. Yeah, it was a good race, I think.
The crowd raised their voices to emphasize your point. Why don't you say hello to Grenada and thank them?
Okay, hello Grenada. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Alika Persaud out of Guyana, 101.29. How was this race on this big stage?
It was good. It wasn't the time I wanted, but I had fun and enjoyed the race. And that's what it's about, so can't be mad with that.
Can you try and explain this atmosphere here?
Ooh, my heart was beating so fast. It's definitely different from Tokyo, my first Olympic. This is a different experience. The crowd is all in arms to watch us race. So, yeah.
You want to say hi to Guyana and thank anyone?
Hi, Guyana. I would like to thank my parents, my mom and dad, my coach, my coaches, God. I mean, without them, I wouldn't have been here, and all the other support system in Guyana. I'm really, really grateful. And, yeah.
Well done, Alika.
Thank you so much.
In Heat 2, after witnessing her brother Jordan's inspired performance in the men's event, it was time for Jillian Crooks to enter the fray. Here's how her race went.
So the women's 100 free, very different from the men in terms of the fact that in heat number 2, we immediately go into the seeded heats, and right there, smack dab in the center in lane number 4, the world record holder, Sarah Sjöström from Sweden.
I'm really excited to see Sarah swim. She wasn't going to race the 100, only the 50, and then decided last minute to enter.
Just showed you Gretchen Walsh of the United States. This is Yang from China in lane number 5. Heat 2 of the women's 100-meter freestyle in the water. Gretchen Walsh, not known for her start off the block, but her underwaters are amazing.
Yeah, she had a really good start. The best at the first 15-meter mark in this 100 meters freestyle was Gretchen Walsh. Sarah Sjöström just winding up now. She is a very good 50 freestyler, so this is a good indication on how well Gretchen's going to lead her around.
Walsh first at the 50, 0.2 of a second ahead of Sjöström. Yang from China in third. And look at Gretchen Walsh again, coming up after the underwater with an even bigger lead.
Sjöström coming at her now, 25 meters to go, and you can just see that gold cap trying to chase down Gretchen Walsh.
Gretchen Walsh from the United States has led from start to finish, but look at Yang from China coming in with a surge of her own. It will be Yang from China. No, you have Sarah Sjöström, the world record holder, getting her hand on the wall first. Gretchen Walsh, after the early lead, will finish third for the Americans.
4/100 separating first and second, came down to almost fingernails. And what Sarah will be really happy with in that race is that she's gone sub 53, the only one to do it, 52.99. Young, 53.05. So in that case, 6/100ths of a second, separating first and second. Great start. Sarah was the only one that remained standing. The rest of the swimmers were down in the take your marks position before they called take your marks. Personal preference. I like watching it though. And then in on the wall, you could not really see with the naked eye those 6/100ths. And I think it was the experience of Sjöström. I thought that Jung was actually closer to the wall.
Quickly through the results of the women's 100-meter freestyle, because if you can hear the crowd, there's a reason they're cheering. And the next heat is a French woman, Sarah Sjöström, world record holder.
Update on archery now, where Nicolas Damore of the US Virgin Islands faced off against Japan's Saito Humiya in the men's individual round of 32. Here are the final stages.
Eight. 8.
So 2 loose arrows. Nine. Left hand side.
10.
So great arrow. Oh, his heart rate significantly higher than it has been, and he delivers a score that he needed. 10 will be enough. If he doesn't like it, it's a 9. So we're going to share the points. So we're going to go essentially to a shoot-off here. We've got one more set remaining, 4 all.
En cas d'égalité supplémentaire dans la dernière volée dernier set, nous assisterions à un tir de barrage pour accéder à ces 16e de finale.
As a kid, but then switched to recurve in 2017 to give himself a chance to go to the Olympic Games.
1 set point apiece. 4-4, which means now
the land of opportunity awaits
a
for
huge
the
deal,
most
and he wanted to be there, so that's what he
experimental
needed
of the
to
two
do.
archers, perhaps in the very next set. One of the two could simply win with the higher scoreline, or if we have another tie, we could be heading into a single arrow shoot-off.
Almeida recorded 7 top 10 finishes, which propelled him
Mesdames et messieurs, ils jouent leur place aux
196
Jeux
spots
Olympiques.
up
Je
the
crois
world
qu'on
rankings,
peut
into
les
the top
applaudir,
5 in
les
the world.
encourager avant cette dernière volée.
Peaked at number 3. So Almeida, the world number 13. Get this fifth set underway. Nine. That's Saito. World number 39.
Nine.
Really hard to tell what that has entered the target face.
Nine.
No difficulties there. Oh, this essentially a shoot-off, although nearest the centre, it's all about the total. It's 10.
10 ou 9.
I think that's a 10. I think that's a 10. So Almeida under pressure now. Needs a 10. He's steering it. It's a 9. So there's a chance here.
Ou 10.
9 or 10. So we got 2 9 stars that need to be looked at. The third one is a 9.
Well, that final arrow looks like a 9, but we're just going to have to wait a few more
Almeida
seconds. Again, some
having
arrows
a
very
look.
close to the rings. Our judges
Has
are
he
looking
been
at those.
eliminated?
Vous pouvez voir l'arbitre qui sort une loupe pour juger la flèche. Ça se joue parfois tellement peu que cet instrument est nécessaire.
No, I think it's going to be good enough for Saito. The target judge just looking now. If the right arm goes out, Damore is away.
4, il se hisse en 16e de finale.
Well, the arrow values have
Yep,
been
there it is. The right arm is out, and Damore, who was eliminated in the shoot-off in Tokyo in the first round, is eliminated 6 set points to 4 in the first round here in Paris. Huge disappointment for the world number 13 from the American Virgin Islands, but it's delight for Humea Saito, who progresses to the second round.
Une zone d'ombre est disponible au nord-est du site.
Well, a really close encounter between these two.
Ayant des billets pour la deuxième session peuvent se rendre dans les zones d'attente afin d'éviter de sortir du
It was
site.
the archer from Japan who prevailed.
Merci.
That's all we have for the highlights, but you know the drill. It's time for the medal standings. Yeah, in first, it's Japan sitting in first with 7 gold medals, that is. And in second, we have China tied with Australia and France sitting there in fourth, along with Republic of Korea. That's it for Weepery Highlights. I'll be back with you tomorrow. Oh, and by the way, same time, same place, same face. Take care.
Avec assez honneur, nous restons